Take this in. And take this time for yourself. That is what the theater is for. You are the audience, and you are allowed to be selfish. Take it all for yourself. We invite you. Get ready. The magic hour begins now. The setting is summer, one year or another. You are under the strictest of lockdowns. You cannot leave your home. You will leave the largesse of the outdoors for the confines of home. Perhaps, in the past, you have hesitated at this threshold with some trepidation. But today, there is no need to fear. Things are larger on the inside than on the outside. I want to show you what I mean. Get ready. The play isn't going to advance without you. Open the door. You cross the threshold now. You are home again. You will place your keys in the bowl as you always do. It is the period at the end of this sentence. Get ready. You drop your keys in the bowl now. Arriving home is something that people are doing in unison all over the world. But that doesn't change the fact that it makes you feel terribly alone. Now, it could be that I am wrong about that. What a shock. I am the narrator, after all. You might assume I have knowledge of every single thing in this play. Well, anything I have has been given to me, just as it was to you. You arrived empty-handed into the world. You were given a blanket, perhaps, a very small hat, a name, kisses on the top of your head, some milk, a bath, language, meaning, orientation. And if you have lost any of that, dear one, and as the subject of this story, do know that you are very dear. I am here to give it back to you. Tell me, what has gone missing in this very long time you have been waiting? Is it the others? The friends who used to stop by? The spontaneous parties, coats piled on the bed. Some were never collected. They hang here. You long to put your hands in the pockets. What are you missing? How many times have you stood here, inside your door like this? Is this yesterday or tomorrow? The winds are pulling you apart. My advice to you is meteorological. When the winds kick up, watch the trees. Swaying is not dangerous. To move with the wind is fine. It is when a tree that has spent all its life reaching for the sun stretches down to the horizon line. This is the moment things may break. You know this, my vertical being. So if you find yourself both standing and falling at once, you must move on. This next instruction isn't new. You should wash your hands. Get ready. Put your hands under the faucet and wash your hands now. Your hands hold so much potential. With these hands, you could write a great novel, or take apart the dishwasher and cleverly reassemble it into a robot companion, or plant enough trees to absorb the carbon footprint of your Netflix binge. Think of the possibility you hold in your hands. It's a wonder. And you wonder at the fact that you don't want to do any of those things. You mostly want to do anything at all. You are a leading expert in longing. You long to walk fully clothed into the shower. Maybe you will. Get ready. You walk into the shower now. Let it all come down on you. Dinner, party, dance club, holiday, somewhere warm, grandma's funeral. A thought comes into your head. Is fake meat going to fuck up my digestion? If Falls Creek rises, does that make it a real creek? Why do hearts actually hurt? Random musing is the new grieving. Give up on gravity. Up is the new down. Floating is the new grounded. Hilarious. Dark is the new dawn. Still, it surprises you. This is lockdown, and most of the time nothing happens. Normally, you wouldn't know an inciting incident if it scaled your body and twisted your nipples, but this... You prepare to leave the shower, to leave what you have known and enter the innominate. Innominate is that which has no name. This is a word I want to give you. It is important to discover that which has no name. Get ready. You will walk to the hallway and follow it to the next room now. Besides, it's time you fed that goddamn dog. Carry on and see what's ahead now. Feeling alone this past year, you have often retreated into books. But now, take a look at these old stories. The plots have gone stale, the themes desiccated, the ideas turned to dust. There are loose letters strewn about. Get ready. You will walk into the library and sit down now. Do you want a new story? I will give you an idea to begin with. After all, ideas cluster. They adumbrate. Has no one taught you that word? I will then. Your ideas form a cloud. They adumbrate. That is, the ideas long for each other, but have to stay slightly apart despite their longing. Words are like that. They demand autonomy. This isn't that. Hat is not rabbit. Distance is definition. You are not me. You seem unsure about distance. Distance looks like isolation, and you have had it with isolation. But this is not always the case. Distance can be clarity, and this is the clarity that begins a new story. So, observe the cloud of ideas, then, inevitably, a rain of fancy, and then, perhaps, something new begins to grow. I can't say exactly. Lockdown is complicated. It has its own weather systems, but ideas are the beginning of everything. In the theater, all we have are ideas. I will stuff your pockets. I will give you as many as I can. And that will carry you to the living room. Get ready. Walk to the living room now. Carry on. Go through the door now. When one is alone, it is all one can do to carry one's body from room to room and make sure the dishes do not end up in the laundry or the children in the kitty litter. Don't you want to get away? Then sit. Find an armchair and saddle it up, that old gray mare to carry you away. You long for it, I know. The French Riviera, clubbing in Thailand, or dining in the milk bars of Poland. Ah, travel. It doesn't matter which way we go. Every road leads somewhere. Places are attached to other places. But this is not a road, you say. This is an area rug. This is an armchair. I have no stick shift. There is no freeway entrance. Well, yes, but no. You can travel through another. Because I say things and you take them in, we are connected. Where could you take me? Where could I take you? Remember the sky. We will need a cyanometer to measure it. There are 324 shades of blue, if you care to create distance between each one. Sometimes, perhaps, you would like it all to run together. This is the way to continuousness, which is another kind of road. It brings you to other places. Calculus for one. Love for another. Shall we go, you and I? But your body too has ideas. So let's go to the kitchen and have a drink. Get ready. Turn around and walk to the kitchen now. My mother always said, the only thing you can count on is change. Is it strange for you to learn that I, a disembodied voice, have a mother? You too have a mother, I assume. Did she ever cook for you? Yes? So in that way, she taught you to believe in change. Through food, she made you and changed you in a daily way. It all happens here. A drink to mothers, then. Make it strong, will you? I am a mouth without lips, but you can drink it for me. Do you have any ice? You could check in the freezer. Get ready. Open the freezer door now. Woo!
Shut the door now.
Let's whip things up. Kitchens are for wild times. Think about it. A whole room dedicated to destruction, mastication, making the body anew. Let's see what's cooking. Open the oven now. It's a fever dream. Mixer, blender, grinder, mixer, blender, grinder, mixer, blender. It's only a matter of time. Are you ready? Can I kiss you? I know. I lack lips. But change is the work of lovers, to collapse one thing into another, a body into another, those bodies into a landscape into a horizon, a ball of rock hurtling in circles around a sun into a cluster of light. In this way, a kiss is a hole through which you may travel to the stars. Wait, you are saying? Hang on and hold the phone. Who are you again? Do you know how many germs are in a kiss? How can we risk love after all we have been through? Distance is definition. You are not me. If we kiss, we will not be at all sure about that. There is no escape. Here you are, in your house, in a lockdown, in a pandemic. Get ready. Leave the room abruptly, now. You run into your room. You feel dizzy. Can COVID be a unit of loss as well? Can it be a unit of time? Can you count in COVIDs? How many COVIDs of loss have you experienced? You take to your bed. You toss and turn. You suffer. In a certain way, you are not alone. You never were. You are a citizen of a city. You are a denizen of the world. Watch yourself as you lay in a crowd of 7.9 billion people. It is fair to assume that you, all of you, have something to do with the weather. Because it is the Anthropocene, that is, the geological age that is overwhelmingly influenced by humans. You adumbrate. Your impact is felt everywhere. It is enough to make you cry. You rise in heat. You fall on oceans. You waterfall and pool. Yes, the weather has something to do with you. And what will come of all that weather? Change? Like your mother said. What, don't you trust her? Maybe you think the only thing you can count on are death and taxes. But then again, you can count on mothers. You can count on change. You might ask, what has changed in 520 days? The rain is heavier. The silence is louder. The isolation is more intense. COVID is an intensifier. Your ex said that to you. But unlike your mother, you don't have to listen to your ex. Because they are only one of 7.9 billion. And change is bigger than all of you. Get ready. You pass through the door and start your descent. Go now. If rock can melt, so can humans. Here you stand. Look what is before you. Your fellow human brought this table to this room and made the table ready for you. And you are ready. You sit now. What do you bring to this table, born of a dream? Someone dreamed you would be here today, you and your price of admission. The producer maybe was dreaming of the money. The artist dreamed only of you. She invites you to dream. Haven't you dreamed of dinner parties? Who will you invite to share your table? To crowd around, elbows touching, toasting, talking over each other, shrieks of delight? Will you ignite a new love affair with your species? You are still struggling, I see. There is a virus, and it is cruel. It is deadly. You know this. You avoid risk. You stay home, your single place at the table. You pause. What is the point of all that? What, after all, does this virus ask of the world, of the nation, of you? What good can come of this distance and isolation? This is the moment where everything turns inside out. Distance and definition collapse. You contain multitudes. The earth becomes infinitesimal, just a dot, and you become infinite. The inside is bigger than the outside. Dream of those you will invite to the table. Take a moment. Come now, go through the door and through to the next. A question mark is a road with a hairpin turn. That is why it is dangerous to ask a question. It might turn you around. It might spin you into the ditch if you take it too quickly. It won't connect with your answer easily. You may get lost and never find your way. A question and its answer have a difficult relationship, like a virus and its host. But it does not mean you should not pursue your answer. Do you know how to hold multitudes? Is it your answer? Is it your question? Do you know how to hold love? Is it your answer? Is it your question? Do you know how to hold the earth? Is it your answer? Is it your question? Take something with you. When you have your question, tuck it somewhere safe. You will find it later, when you are home again, when you have stopped walking and are ready to rest. When it is pandemic and spacious and quiet. A question, like any road, ultimately longs for home. You will walk through the door, down the hall, and to another door. Get ready. Walk now. All of us follow the question that is our guide. Who am I? Asks the poet. How am I? The therapist. What am I? The scientist. When is lunch? The child. Where am I? Is your fundamental question. And so, seeking that, you will come to know the stars. You were promised a gift. The light of a star reaches you, finally. It has taken 6 years to arrive, and maybe 60 or 6,000. And that is my gift to you. Time. Get ready. There is a star that is pinned to true north, and one that sits over the South Pole. You see them now. If you know where you are, you have orientation. If you were on a ship, you could sail it true, and if termites eat that boat, it will not take away your knowing. You may have heard of a mythical land, with footless birds of paradise that feed on air, live on the wing, never touch the ground. This must be the place. Float here. I will stay with you. I will introduce you to the stars so that they will know your name. And they may call you in good time. And when they do, promise me that you will answer. It may be hard for you to wait. This is not your fault. It's just that Wi-Fi is so good that you lost touch with forbearance. But here, in planetary time, we will exhaust our impatience. Wait here until a star burns out. It is good practice. Or, for an easier task, wait for sunrise. The sun pulls at the moon, but they rarely meet. With the two of them, as with many things, distance creates definition. Now, as we float through the night, the sun will rise and make things solid again. And although the sun is a ball of fire, you can count on her for constancy. You eat the sun in the shape of a leaf or a plum or a chicken that ate both. And if all of that is true, it follows that you are the sun, its kith and kin. It is not that we have all the chemical processes, although it should be said that when we fuck like the sun, turning hydrogen into helium and floating away. But that cannot last forever. Will the polar bear survive? The whales? And what of our fragile species? What if the Anthropocene goes very badly from here? What then? Life. Life itself will survive, maybe in the form of a cockroach or jellyfish or lichen. Some seed might reach, as life is wont to do, both up and down at once. Life will go on, and will take you with it, honey bunny. Your life, my life, life itself, all life. Reaching both down into the dark and up for light. What was, what is, and what shall be. But if we really want to pursue the ending, we can go a bit farther, until the sun eats itself. 1.1 billion years from now, the sun will be 10% brighter than it is today. And we who eat the sun, we too will be brighter. This is our natural evolution, not just us, but trees and tadpoles. And it will all get too bright, and the oceans will steam, and the ice melt, and all the water in the atmosphere will boil away and be lost to space. All things must end. Us, whales, water. The dying sun will become so large it will subsume Mercury, Venus, maybe even Earth. But it might do wonders for Neptune. Nothing is ever over. Remember what my mother said. Do you know that it rains diamonds on Neptune? But they do not shine because the sun is too far away. But not forever. It's getting closer. Will you look forward to the future so bright, bright, bright? It is the magic hour. The magic